But if you want to impress people with useless knowledge, you know, this is how you're going to do it right here. Trucking. I envisioned in my head it being so much warmer right now. That is a rough place to take a nap. I freaking smoked a buzzard or a hawk on the way here. What is up? Just rolled up to the shop. We're gonna go ahead and get our semi started. It's super early, super cold, so I'm not wasting any time. Like it is so cold. I did not want to wake up this morning. I wasn't feeling it. My alarm went off at like 3:30 and I looked down at the temperature and it was like negative 10 out, so I just went back to sleep. The semi don't sound awesome when it starts, but it did start hard yesterday. Anyways, yeah, my alarm started going off at like 3:30. I kept hitting snooze. I wasn't feeling it. Went back to sleep, woke up at like 4 a.m. I filled the wood stove this morning, got dressed, and now we're here, you know. Most days I just sit here and wait for the semi to warm up a little bit, but not today. We're heading to UDF, get a cup of coffee. I think it warmed up a little bit. It's like -6 right now, which is like, what, -20 Celsius? So yeah, it's cold, really cold. We hauled yesterday. We only had 2 semis hauling, well, 3 semis. Cody wasn't able to haul all day. He had to go do something. So we had 2.5 semis hauling corn yesterday and 3 semis hauling beans. We're coming to the end of our January contracts with corn. I don't know if they'll sell more or what's going on there, but I think we only have like 8,600 more bushel to go. So not a ton of hauling. If there's only 2 of us, we probably won't get it done today, but 3 of us, I would say we should have no problem getting it done today. That's the go-to monster right there. It's not the white one. That's it right there. Ultra Strawberry Dreams. I'll be dreaming of strawberries all day long until I crack this bad boy open. Right here. This is it. I need another hand. All right, let's go see if this semi is warmed up at all. Oh, it's so cold in here. No, it's not warm at all. I envisioned in my head it being so much warmer right now when I was in the car. Whoa, it's cold. Anyways, we're gonna quit complaining about it and get busy doing something. Just rolled into Silver Grove, ADM, Silver Grove, Ohio, or not Ohio, Silver Grove, Kentucky. There we go. There we go. We got it that time. They are not currently. I honestly thought they would have the gate open by now. Most days they have the gate open going under the bridge at like 5:30, but it's currently 6 a.m. and they don't have. Wow, where is all the time gone? Because I got up at like 4:15. And it's currently 6 a.m. and I just pulled in. Yesterday I pulled up way too close to this wall and I could not crank my door right. I was way too close to it and I could only get a half turn out of my crank. And I gotta say, that's probably the most embarrassing thing ever when you got a couple semi trucks waiting behind you and you're doing these little half cranks. Somewhere in there should be good. I wish your pit was a lot wider to where you could dump both hoppers at once and have to pull up. That'd be nice, but it's a really deep pit, so you can dump really fast, don't really have to wait on it. I freaking smoked a buzzard or a hawk on the way here. Bounced off my stack there, dadgummit. Yeah, I was just driving down the highway and I seen the sucker go up and I smoked him. absolutely annihilated him. Oh, we're down to the sweep here. We will climb in the bin and help Uncle Brian load here. So this is what our grain bins look like when you get them pretty well empty. We fill these full of corn or soybeans and basically hold on to our product until a better time to sell. So if we sold all of our grain right during harvest, you usually won't get as good of a price as if you hang on to it until January or February, somewhere in there, March. 9 times out of 10, you will make way more money holding on to your grain for a little while and not selling it right during harvest. So yeah, like I was saying, we fill these grain bins clear full of our grain, whether it's corn or soybeans, and we hold on to it until we can get a better price out of it. Granted, we don't have room, we don't have storage for 100% of our crop, so some of it does get sold right during harvest, but we are fortunate enough that we have a lot of storage and we can hold the majority of our crop. So that's very fortunate. Real fast here, we're gonna have a quick lesson in farmer knowledge. This is where I teach you guys stuff where you wouldn't need to know anytime, anywhere, ever in your daily life, ever. But if you wanna impress people with useless knowledge, you know, this is how you're gonna do it right here. So these giant things behind me here are called grain bins. They're not silos. That giant concrete one over there that's standing, that's called a silo. Anytime I hear someone call one of these a silo, all I can hear in my head is, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I know nothing. That's all I hear. So don't call these a silo. Essentially, we're not gonna be talking about how we fill them today. We're just gonna be talking about how we empty them, because that's what we're doing right now. So this right here goes all the way back inside the grain bin. That's part of the grain bin. That's called your unload auger or bin auger, whatever you want to call it there. This part right here that goes up to the truck, this is not part of the grain bin at all. We move these around. These are portable. We can put a hitch on them and pull them down the road. Essentially what's going on here is just think about it as a giant screw that just turns and pulls the grain up there. So grain gets brought out of the grain bin through this giant screw right there, the unload auger, gets dropped in this giant screw right there, taken up to the truck and dumped in it. When the grain bin is completely full, you don't have to do anything else. All you got to do is open the door in the center right here, and all the grain flows out into the giant screw, goes out there and does what we talked about out there. But right now, when the bin is at this level, we've already emptied the majority of the bin. It's down low. We've cored the whole bin out. There's nothing else that can slide down and fall in this hole if we don't do something. So that's where these bin sweeps come into hand. It's basically another giant screw that turns, brings the grain to the center hole over here, leaves it clean behind it. We got to do a little shoveling, little sweeping, but you know, it brings all of this product right here over to the center hole. Center hole, the screw, the auger brings it out here, drops it in that tub, or is supposed to. As you can see, it's not doing the best job right now. And then this screw, my camera died. This cold weather is making my camera die much faster than it should. But I think what I was saying is that's it for today on this segment of farmer knowledge. You don't need to know it, but now that you know it, you better not get it wrong. River's freezing up over there. Freightliner heading into dump. Better look at the tunnel that I was talking about this morning. It can get a little tight going through here. And then this tunnel is kind of the reason why all of our nice looking semis, all their stacks are cut down so short. I think the height of that is like 12.6 or something like that. So we gotta chop all the stacks off, make sure they can fit under there. So we're done with these bins for right now because I mean the soybean contract is done. So we're taking this tractor and the elevator, heading down the road. Gonna, oh my gosh, it's cold. It's cold enough I'm losing my breath here, but take it down the road, set it up, and start pulling corn from the last small bin of corn that we have, to my knowledge. To my knowledge, that's a large part of the whole deal. It's so cold. I layered up today, but I did not layer up enough because it is freezing. So this bin is not ours right here. Our cousins use it. They're loading out of it currently. So my plan of attack is not moving anything there. I think we can kind of just sit under both elevators here and not even have to touch that one and be able to pull grain out of this one. I think that's my plan, but it's too early to tell yet. I think we can load out of it just next to it, which I think it'll work. I think we got it. The tractor's kind of at a goofy angle with the PTO, but it's not a huge bin, so I think it'll be fine. The snow's kind of plowed in the way. I got the tractor sitting on a big snow pile. Loading. Loaded. That is a rough place to take a nap. Heck on. Oh, he's there to stay. Trucking. We're pulling out of our big grain facility today. We're loading out of this 300,000 bushel soak up grain bin. Loading with the side draw right now. To put it in the simplest terms I possibly can, the side draw is just a hole in the side of the bin. There's no auger or anything that moves the grain. It's just gravity fed out of the hole. There's a little gate up there that you can open up and the grain will come out, and it loads pretty fast, like really fast.